Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Please post my story as anonymous. I am a South African woman and I have my own confession that I wish to share with you. And my confession, it reads like this. It all started after I became friends with another Zimbabwean woman who was also into the fashion business. This woman was the one that introduced me to the second-hand clothing market, which I am doing currently. So now there is a problem because my friend, she is very sick. She went to her country. She has been in Zim for nearly 5 months now. I've been communicating with him, but now her daughter told me that the mom, she is having problems. It's like she had a stroke. She can't speak anymore. And her daughter is the one that is taking care of the mom. But what she does not know is that her mom is a ritualist. So she got me involved in these rituals as well. So this is how I got involved in these rituals. Brother Nashim, life had became very difficult for me, and I even thought of committing suicide. I'll change the years so that people won't know that it is me that is talking. I'll say that it was in the year 2021. My business, it was on the verge of collapse. I was bankrupt. My car had been repossessed, and I was speaking with FNB about my loan, my house loan, because I had not paid in 2 months, and they were worried if I was going to be able to settle the debt that I was owing them. So I did not have any money. I can say that my problems started when there was a looting spree and my shops, they were affected. I sell Italian clothes and they are very expensive. This was after I had gone to Italy and Turkey, and I had returned back with some expensive clothes. And then that was when the looting happened, and I was left without money, and I did not have business insurance because I just thought that it will never happen. Even this thing of shoplifting, a boutique is quite small, and usually people that come to a boutique, they don't have the intentions of ever stealing from a boutique. And I was in a secure complex. I really never thought that anything bad will happen to my business. And then that was when the looting spree happened, and it affected me deeply. It really affected me. So I was even thinking about committing suicide at that time. That was when I spoke with one woman whom I knew. She also had a boutique, but on the other side of the complex. I went to him. She was from Zim, and then we spoke, and I told her that this was what was happening. I was about to commit suicide. As a business owner, she understood me, and then she introduced me to a Sangoma. We went to the Sangoma, but we had to pay money, flight tickets for this Sangoma to come from her country, Zim, to come to South Africa. So I used some of the last money that I had, which I intended to pay for my house loan, but I was still holding on to that money because I had been thinking about what will happen when I would have paid that money and then I don't find money to settle the loan after that. So I was thinking of downgrading and looking for a cheaper place and then reinvesting into a small business until I would have gotten up on my feet again. By then, I was now using a taxi. You can imagine someone that used to drive a Jeep. Now you are using a taxi, going to work and returning back to work. It was something that I was not used to before. I had never been in that kind of a situation. So, Brother Nashi, that was when I agreed and I gave her the money, and she sent that money to the Zimbabwean Sangoma who came to South Africa. When this same Sangoma came to South Africa, I went to that Sangoma and then I spoke with the Sangoma. So this Sangoma then told me that there was something that was needed to be done, in which the Sangoma told me that I was supposed to write down the name of two of my daughters. And as for my son, I had to write his name on a separate piece of paper. But what bothered me about my son was that I was supposed to write his name right, in which I did. After I had written the name on that piece of paper, then I was told that I was supposed to put it in a different clay pot. After I had done that, I was then told to put it inside of my private part and not to remove it. It was very worrying to me when I was told that this was what I was supposed to do. I did not even know by then that this ritual that the Sangoma was making me to perform, it was a ritual in which I was telling the spirits that I wanted my son to become my husband. To this very day, my son, he stays with me. He does not have a girlfriend. He does not even think about having a wife or even having kids. I sleep with my son, but whenever I sleep with my son, both of us we will be drunk. But one thing that I make sure is that I always wake up and return back to my bedroom and I wipe his manhood so that he won't see the next morning that he has been sleeping with a woman. Usually when I want to sleep with him, when the Tokolo, she tells me that I have to sleep with him, then I go, I buy alcohol for us. We have a nice braai, and then I just put some motim in his alcohol that will make him to want to sleep with a woman throughout the night. And I put charms as well that I mix with the charms that give him a high libido, charms that will make him to fall asleep, to be like in a trance. Then I sleep with him. So it is something that is very painful to me as a mother. I am a successful businesswoman who is sleeping with her own son. And it all started when I was introduced to this Sangoma. So these rituals that I do, these are not the only rituals that I do. There are other rituals as well that I have to perform. So these rituals, the ones that help me to have a lot of money, I started to do these rituals. It was in the beginning of 2022. I was then told by the Sangoma and my newfound Zim friend that whenever I have new stock, I have to do this without fail, because if I do not do it, then it meant that my stock was not going to sell really well. So whenever a shipment of my Italian suits and Italian dresses, when they come here, when they arrive at the airport, when I go and collect them, I used to send even some of my workers, they go to the airport. From the airport, then they go straight to the warehouse. But as for now, we do not do such a thing. This is what we do. I am the only one that goes there to collect my stuff. When I go to collect my stuff, I don't go to my warehouse. I am assisted by my friend as well as another woman who is also into occultism. We go and we collect the clothes, pack them in a truck, in a small truck, and then I have to bring them to my house. I have since converted one of my garage into a warehouse, but it is a temporary warehouse where I put the clothes in sections. Since I can't do this on a single day, what I do, Bronash, is that when I have clothes that I want to put in stock at my boutique or any place where I am selling, it might be second clothes, because I also sell through Nigerian guys that are working for me second-hand clothes. So before I go and hand over the stock to my workers, what I do is that I am assisted by my friends. We go to the graveyard. When we go to the graveyard, if we have clothes, let's say it is maybe Italian suits, maybe 20 of them. So we look for 20 graves. We place a suit on top of each and every grave, but this must be a grave of a man that will be buried there. If it is women's dresses, then we have to put it on top of a grave which belongs to a woman who is buried inside of that grave. And then I put it in there and we wait for about 30, 45 minutes. After we would have done that, we collect the clothes, we fold them nicely, and when we return back home, we give them a nice dry clean. So I am always putting out my clothes in batches and batches. That is what I do. And then I go and I give it to the people that are working for me. And even the secondhand clothes, to this very day, bro, I even do not want to keep secondhand clothes in my house because of the things that I do. I wonder, if I do such a thing to the secondhand clothes, what about other people as well? What is it that they do so that they can get a lot of people coming to buy? So that is another ritual that I have to perform. It is a ritual that I do so that people can come and buy my clothes. Let's say that you are looking for a suit. Even if you do not have enough money, then you are walking in a mall. When you come to the mall where one of my boutique is, in the morning when I wake up, before my workers even arrive at work, I tell them that I open my shops. So I open my shop. First of all, I burn a mixture of purple and other herbs that are from Zim that I have to burn before I open the shop. And when we open that shop, anyone that is looking for something to buy, if they come to that mall even to buy bread, that person will end up buying a dress or even a suit that they really do not want. And once you buy from me, then it means that you are always going to come back for more and more, and you will keep on coming back to me because you will say that you want to buy my clothes. And my clothes, they are very expensive. And I use these charms to make people to look at my shop once, and then they would want to come into my shops. They are people that will just come into my shop because they just want to see how much the clothes, how much are we selling the clothes for. And once they have entered into the shop, then they will say, let me just buy this one. This one, it is really nice. I think that if I buy these clothes, then it is going to look good on me or on my wife. Then you buy it, and it will be very expensive. And when you would have returned back home, you will start to say, but I was not supposed to buy such an expensive dress. But it will be so nice. Even when you are wearing it, people will be like, wow, where did you buy this dress? This dress, it is so nice. Then it means that more people are going to come to my shop. So that is how these rituals have been working. So I did not know that these rituals, they demanded that I was going to sleep with my own son. That is the reason as to why I have been told to write down his name on a piece of paper and put it in my private part, and not to remove it. It was supposed to come out on its own. When I look at my son, I cry. I even went back to that sangoma and I was like, so what is going to happen to my son? Because I want him to continue with his father's name. And I was told something that bothers me to this very day. I was told that when I am ready, I am supposed to come to the shrine where I am supposed to be given some charms which will help me to fall pregnant for my son, and then I can give him a seed, for he is not allowed to have a baby with any other woman except for me, his mother, because I chose him to become my spiritual and to become my physical husband. Right now, I have a lot of stores. I have a lot of people that work for me that sell my clothes in the streets. These are like your second-hand clothes, those fake handbags and stuff like that. They sell for me. Even in Zim, we had started some few boutiques, but my friend, she is now sick. What she told me was that she was unable to do a sacrifice in the right time. That is why she is sick. And that is something that worries me a lot. I did not know. If I had known that this is what will happen to you if you fail to sacrifice, then you are going to have a stroke, I was never going to agree to do such a thing. But here we are. My friend, the person that assisted me to do these rituals, she is sick. She can't even speak with me on the phone. As for the sangoma, I only see the sangoma when she wants me to come to a shrine. And now when I spoke with the Sangoma, I told the Sangoma that I do not wish to be involved in this anymore. And the Sangoma then said, no, you can't do that, because if you do that, you're going to lose a lot. And I was like, what is it that I'm going to lose? And then the Sangoma told me that I might end up losing my son, my daughters, and losing my business and losing my sanity. And I was like, so what was the purpose of doing the rituals? And the Sangoma said to me, you did the rituals because you wanted to be rich. Are you not rich? And I said, yes, I am rich. Then the Sangoma said, so if you are rich, you are supposed to be happy with what you have right now. So this is where I am. I feel as if I am stuck, Brother Nashi. I do not know what else to do. I just pray and hope that, as for my best friend, she is going to heal, because my best friend, she is someone that is very resourceful. She once told me that she went to Nigeria to do more rituals, and I'm scared. I can't go to Nigeria on my own. I'm someone that is very nervous about going to other countries to do even rituals, even though I now have a topology. To other women, they say that I am their source of inspiration. They think that I'm just good at what I am doing, but they do not know that in order for me to even sell a single suit, a single dress, this is what I have to do. I go to the graveyards. All the clothes that I sell, they have to be placed on top of a grave. If it is your second-hand clothes that we are talking about, you know that those clothes, it will be a lot. So I can't afford to have those clothes placed on a grave one by one, because they come in big bags. So I just take a big bag and then I separate that bag into half, and then I put the other half of the clothes on another grave, then the other half on another grave. And every time when I do this, before we start to collect the clothes and putting them back into my car and heading back home, I have to break an egg. This I have to do at all the times. So this is my confession that has brought me here. I am living like a satanic life, Brother Nash. The life that I am living right now, sleeping with my own son, it is just satanic, and I can't control myself anymore. When you post my story, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. What I am looking for basically is for anyone that can assist me. If you know someone that can help me so that I can reverse this altar and the covenant that I had, if it can be reversed so that I won't sleep with my son anymore. I do not want to keep on sleeping with my son. I believe that my son, he deserves better. He deserves to have his own family. If I continue with my rituals, I do not have a problem with continuing with my rituals. Just that I want to release my son from this curse of him having to sleep with his own mother. I do not know if he knows about it, because we do this when he is in a trance, but you never know. Maybe he has dreams that he has been having, sleeping with his own mother. It is something that I do not wish for my son to witness in his life. Every time when I wish to be with a man, then I use charms on him. I also want to release him from that. So when you post my story, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. Your dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us try to speak with our dear sister in the comment section. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Just imagine the clothes that you wear. You don't even know where they have been to before you went and you bought that pair of clothes in a shop. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Let us meet again in the following episode.